What up, peoples? We're on the move again. Ha ha! So we just come out the petrol station, pretty flat with petrol, to be honest. I'm done. Full tank again. Away we go. So we're on our way to Adams for Hawaiian party. Hawaiian party. Yes. It's going to be a good one. I got my special Hawaiian shirt. I didn't buy it specially for it, but I had it a few years. But it's particularly Hawaiian, I think, anyway. Subtly Hawaiian, I think. I think that's what it is. Anyway, thank you for joining me on Riding Shotgun podcast with myself. My name is Parker. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you hit that notification bell, the like and the subscribe button. It means a hell of a lot. Plus, if you want to be part of the revolution and join us over at Patreon, where you can get all of the episodes back to back, binge on it, head over to patreon.com/Riding Shotgun podcast, and for just £3 a month you can have all of it plus more, unlimited. Away we go. That's it. Thank you so much. So that's the formalities out and over the way with. So just to let you know once again, I know I did mention it before in other episodes, that I'll be releasing on Monday and Thursday now. So Monday will be like the normal free-for-all kind of get what you want episode. And Thursday will be the Patreon episode. So you can subscribe to the Patreon thing to get the Thursday episode. And we can talk about some stuff that maybe we don't want to talk about freely. Sort of thing. A little bit more off the cuff, of course. So yeah, I'm on my way to Adams today for a Halloween party, for a Hawaiian party. Not entirely sure how he's gonna decorate his pub, and I'm not entirely sure he will be the one decorating, because it is for Carla and Bryn's joint birthday. Carla, I've only met her once before, lovely lady, apparently has helped Adam out a lot in the past with bits and pieces, and obviously you know Bryn from previous episodes that I may have mentioned him, so yeah, hopefully it'll be a good one. I mean, to be honest with you, not much has really gone on this week apart from fucking loads. So yesterday played football. Yesterday played football. And I'd been sort of trialing an idea, because every time I played football, I just felt like there was so much pressure on my heel, and that's what was making my foot hurt. Now, I usually use like a special pair of socks that have grip on the bottom of it. And they are good, don't get me wrong, they are good, but they got a lot of support on them, and they grip your ankle very tightly, and it felt like there was a lot of padding and tightness around my ankle that was making it hurt, basically. So yesterday I tried with just a normal pair of football socks, like not supportive in any way, just a pair of football socks, and oh my god, the difference was crazy. And it felt great. I felt really good. Obviously, when I stopped, there was a little bit of pain going on there. A little bit of pain, a little bit of stiffness. But that's just going to happen because, well, that's just because you've stopped. But I stretched for like an hour before. When I got there, I stretched as well. And this is even after I walked a couple of miles that day as well. So I walked a couple of miles around about in Maidstone, not for the hell of it, just because I needed to waste a bit of time, because I was putting my car in for my MOT yesterday, which, in all honesty, was a pain in the arse. Proper pain in the arse. Because, now, here's the thing. this brake servo thing, that was on the blink, right? And it's a tiny little thing like that, and it's basically like a pressure gauge, an electronic pressure gauge. And connected to that is a brake booster. So it basically tells the brakes how much they got to brake, pretty much. And when this servo is not connected, like it's not there, the brake booster takes over. And if you use that brake booster on its own for an extended amount of time, then that brake booster also brakes. So everything's braking. So it was important that I got this servo. And I thought, this servo is going to be expensive, because I was looking online and people saying, you go to Audi and it's 250 quid and this and that. I'm like, not in the mood for paying 250 quid, but then I don't fancy paying out for other things breaking either. So I got this servo thing, and I found out the barcode number and where I can get parts of it and all this kind of thing. 15 quid. 15 quid. That is it. From £250 to 15 quid. Now I'm thinking, right, I just got to find out where I put it now. Turns out, if I just unhook just a small piece of trim in the engine bay, and I mean it's like just that's all it is, and lift it up, it's right there. Pull the clip out, pull the pressure thing, and you hear this sound, and that's the pressure of the brakes releasing, because obviously you're taking the pressure sensor out, and then you pop it back in again. You pop the new one in, and that's it. And they want £250 for that. Mad. So I got the part for 15 quid. Now, if I hadn't got the servo thing, because it says on the dashboard, it's quite misleading, and I think that's really naughty of Audi. It says you can continue driving. Yeah, you can, but if your brake servo isn't there and this brake booster takes control for an extended amount of time and it brakes, £5,000. £5,000 to get the brake booster fitted, plus £250 for this servo. I was like, wow. So yeah. But that also coincided with the same day that my MOT was due. How very annoying. So I couldn't obviously take the car in for an MOT because it will fail. And I couldn't drive it down there either because, well, you can't drive your car, can you? Because I don't want to do £5,000 worth of damage. However, on that same evening that my MOT ran out, I had to play football. And I'd already paid for football and I'd already committed, and I can't sort of say, well, I'm not coming now, because then it makes the teams odd and it's a pain in the arse and it's a bit of a letdown. So I had to get from my house to PSA in Gillingham, which is about 5 miles, I guess. 5 miles. I only touched the brakes twice. Twice. And I did it really cunningly. So I've got cruise control on this thing. And what I did is I had it on cruise control for most of the time. And then when I needed to slow down, I knocked the cruise control as far down as possible to 15 miles an hour as I was slowing up towards like roundabouts and things like that. And there wasn't much traffic on around about 8 o'clock at night anyway. So I'd slow right down, see that, there was nothing coming there because the roads were pretty clear, and I would carry on. And, I'd use engine braking to kind of slow myself down as well towards like a stop. And yeah, I literally only took twice that I was touching the brakes on the way there, and I think I touched them twice on the way back, because obviously I had to stop when I get to the other end. So yeah, all that way with no touching the brakes. I mean, if I did that all the time, then I'd save a hell of a lot on my brakes, definitely. But it's such a pain in the arse way. You feel so out of your comfort zone doing that because you just want to tap the brakes. So yeah, not dangerous at all because I was completely in control, but I was able to do it. So then the next day, the MOT is obviously expired, and then the servo bit comes. I'm like, brilliant, that goes in, and I popped it in. And I'm thinking, oh, is this message not going to go away now? So what I did is I replaced the part while the engine was off and the ignition was off, and when I turned it back on again, no message. So bang on, absolutely bang on. So roll forward to yesterday. So this is all in like the space of about 48-hour period. So roll forward to yesterday where I've got my MOT due, and I turn up to this tiny little garage. I'm thinking, oh, this doesn't look trustworthy, this garage. It's like a tiny little back end street thing with like a little hut thing. Oh no. So I paid £35 for my MOT, which to them should have been 54 apparently, because I got some deal on Find My Garage or something like that. And even then, £35 for an MOT, I mean, it's kind of expensive. I mean, I know things have gone up, but from last year, I think I paid £22 for my MOT. So 22 to 35 is kind of expensive. So I was like, okay, cool. They said, come back in about an hour and it'll be done. All right, sweet. So I went off into town. I saw Fred, grabbed a drink with Fred, had a chat or whatever. And he rang me up and said, oh, we've just finished your MOT, but unfortunately it's failed because of a tyre on the front left. So, oh, my tyres are usually good. I only replaced them like 6 months ago. I'm thinking it can't possibly be. So I said, all right, hold fire, wait till I get there, I'll have a look, and we'll go from there. And it must be just under, I mean like 1.4 kind of thing. That's sort of frustrating. As I said, have you got a used tyre that you can just throw on now? And he said, yeah, but they're £45. £45 for a used tyre. I said I could go down the road there and get one for 50 quid that's brand new. Shut your fucking mouth. And I said, look, 30 quid, it's a used tyre, come on, throw it on there, I'd rather give you the deal, let's do it. And he was like, no, £40. I said, you're the boss, right? He goes, no, I'm the manager. I was like, okay, of course you are, but I'm not paying £40 for a used tyre, it's not happening, especially when I can go down the road and get one for 30 quid. So he said, okay, no, I can't do that. I said, what? All right then, £35. Let's go in the middle, £35. He goes, well, if you want me to put £5 of my own money in, that's fine. And I went, yeah, okay, fine. He was kind of shocked that I went, oh, all right then. Like I was expecting him to go, like, no. Well, why offer if you're not wanting to put £5 of your own money in? Which clearly means he's not the manager, he's the bleeding owner. So I ended up getting my MOT for £35 and a spare tyre, well, not a spare tyre, a used tyre for £35, plus the brake servo, which was 15 quid. So all in all, spent about 100 quid on my car this week, which I wasn't hoping for, really. Annoying, but needed to be done, need the car. But then I looked on the thing and I thought, how has this tyre got so out of whack? Because it was brand new when I bought it. I thought, how has it got out of whack? And I looked at the MOT, and from last year, I think it was 10,000 miles difference that I had from one MOT to another. It was 10,000 miles, and before that it was 10,000 miles as well. But between last year's MOT and this year's is 20,000 miles. So I've basically done a year's worth of driving in about 6 months. So, I mean, it does make sense because obviously I was driving to Leatherhead every day, I was driving to Bromley every day, I was driving to Adams all the time. I did a lot of driving. So I can understand where all the miles have come from. So I get that. So when you look at it as I only replaced the tyres 6 months ago. I mean, I know I've done a lot of driving and stuff, but you'd think, come on, maybe you would think 6 months more than 10,000 miles, but you buy the cheap tyres, you don't get that much, I guess. You don't get that much. So, yeah, bit of a pain, but, I mean, it was just under, a nat swing under, it was like it must have been about 1.4, 1.3, so there was still grade left in there, but obviously it's not legal, and so annoying. So, it is what it is. But ultimately, it passed, because obviously we're here driving now, it passed. So a bit of an eventful one there. But then I went to football last night. Holy God. Different gear altogether. So with a difference in socks, I felt like I was able to run better. I felt like I was loose. I was able to go round people. I was able to jostle and work. And a couple of times I went round a couple of people and I opened up some space for myself and went. And the first time I passed, and the pass wasn't all that from me. I got to be honest. Instead of passing to feet because I thought that's going to get intercepted, I kind of went midriff, and the control wasn't really there for him. So it was a bit of a shitty pass from me. And then the second time, space opened up for me after I went round the guy, and I felt John running towards me to try and get the ball, and I thought, I've got to hit this now. And it was 2-1 at the time, and we needed this goal to draw level, and it was only about maybe 3 or 4 minutes left of the game, and I hit it peach, and I mean peach, and this thing hit the back of the net, top right hand corner, top bins, lovely, 2-2, and I heard someone say, and that's the game. And I was like, oh my God, it's not the game, but it's 2-2, but it ended up being quite an even match. So I was quite happy at the fact that I got the equalising goal, but I did give away a goal from a corner, which was annoying because the guy was standing right in front of me, and even if I just blasted at him, it wasn't going to go anywhere. Yeah. And I tried being a little bit clever with it and just lifting it up over the player, but it went straight to the keeper, and the keeper threw it out, and they went up the other end and scored. So that was my fault. So I felt like I'd redeemed myself a little bit, but had that not happened, we would have won. But I think we won on the scales. I definitely won on the scales because I dropped 0.4 of a kilo, which is like, I don't know, 1.1 pounds. So, I mean, even when you hold a pound of something is quite heavy. I didn't realise how heavy it actually was until I held a pound of chicken the other day. I was like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of chicken. But a pound is this, and a pound is that, and a pound is a pound is a pound. So, yeah, quite happy with a pound. So yeah, that was pretty decent. I had a really good night. Plus, I felt a bit frustrated with how my ankles are feeling lately, and I wanted to play. And there's a lot of political stuff going on with football at the moment, with ex-players wanting to play, and people who aren't registered to the program that want to play, and there's a lot of aggro about that, and people umming and ahhing. People want to leave on a Friday, but they still want to play on a Sunday, and it's like rules and regs, and yeah, it's the precedent that it was set for just letting any Tom, Dick or Harry come in. Yeah, it's just that whole political stance, with committees and stuff like that. I've dealt with committees for a long time, and it's never pleasant because everybody's got an opinion and nobody wants to listen, and everybody's got their own agenda and again doesn't want to listen. It's just annoying, and the place to do that is not over text message. So you can't get intonation of what a text means. over a text message. It needs a meeting, but nobody wants to get together, and it'll end up in an argument. And yeah, I just don't want the team to fall apart, because there's a lot of guys, including myself, that wouldn't be able to play 11-a-side anywhere else because they might not be good enough, they've got injuries, they would never get picked, they don't know their own position, they've never played before. There's a lot of reasons that they would never go to 11-a-side. Plus, normal 11-a-side is very competitive, and I mean very competitive, far higher than what you would get in the friendly games that we play. So yeah, it's horrible and it's difficult, and there are going to be people all the time that is going to be disappointed because it's not what they want. But then that's what the committee is for, to make an overwhelming decision on what's best for the entire team. But, you know, if one committee member is saying one thing and then another committee member is saying another thing, and it ends up with both of them not listening, it's pretty bad. I mean, I feel sorry for Len. Like, he's getting the brunt of it all through text message, and it's not even his fault. He's just coming out with what he's been told. Difficult really. Feel sorry for him really. But on a plus note, 2 of my friends have had kids this last couple of days. So congrats, Pete Prong. Keep Pete Prong and Rach. Congrats on your little baby girl. And congrats to Warren as well, one of the guys I play football with. He had his little boy Barnaby. Put pictures in there this morning. So congrats to those guys having kids. I'm sure they'll be very, very happy, very, very overwhelmed, like emotional and stuff like that. I was talking to Fred about him having kids with his missus, and he went, nah, I'm not having kids. I said, why not? He goes, I told Meg the other day, in all seriousness, if she gets pregnant, she will be single. And I was like, dude, you can't say that to someone. He went, no, I mean it. If she gets pregnant, she'll be single. I went, well, close enough to Maidstone to be a single mother, so Maidstone crawling with them. Maidstone. The same place you get single mums and OnlyFans accounts, all on the same household. Oh, how your kids must be proud. However, we move on. Now, just recently, there has been some incredible music come out. And I mean incredible music. Like Swedish House Mafia, they previewed an ID yesterday at Future Festival. Kind of an orchestral start, and then drops into house. And they did a really good, solid, like underground house set. It was bang on. And I can't wait for that set to be released on like YouTube or something like that, because that was proper. That was good stuff that I saw there. Also saw Ali Story. Big up Ali Story. She was playing Ministry of Sound and played some absolute weapons of tracks. From what I saw on her Instagram, really, really good stuff. And just a couple of really good, solid house music tracks coming out at the moment, and stuff that I'd forgotten about as well. The Crush as well, from Ellis. That's a classic. Well, not a classic, but it's an old track, but I'd forgotten about it, and I heard that the other day as well, and downloaded it today, and I was like, yes, having some of that. And it kind of gets me in the mood to make some music myself. It does get me in the mood for making some music, without question. And you know, I've still got 3 spots remaining on my album to get some great music done. Still undecided what I'm going to call it. Don't know what I'm going to call the album yet. So if you have any ideas on what to call my album, let me know. Comment section it, DM me, whatever. Need to know some. I need to make a decision on it really, because obviously I want to get the album out. I want to get the album out for my birthday, and it's only a month away. So I needed to kind of get all 3 tracks done and dusted really, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I think maybe we'll go for the end of August to really sort of solid it home and get a good run up for some sort of pre-saves and stuff like that. But if you want to listen to some music that I've got out already, just look on Spotify. If you've got Spotify or if you've got Apple Music, it's all on there. Just look for Parker, but exchange the A for a 4. So it's P4RKER. And I'll be on there. And you can say hi and listen to some music. If you've got any of the music platforms, you know, if you've got Amazon or if you've got Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, all on there. You can get it all on there. So yeah, thank you so much for that. But you know, we have got the podcast on the old Spotify as well. So I've noticed there's been a few people around sort of logging on to that and listening to that, which is amazing. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you listening to that. But we've still got some time to go on here. So I'm going to let you come back in part 2, where we hit up the second part of our journey, and we can have a lovely chit chat. And I've got some bits and pieces that I want to do anyway. I want to make a phone call to Adam, make sure he's bloody awake, and I've got a bag of crisps, and I want to eat them too. So I'll see you in part 2 for more fun and frolics on Riding Shotgun Podcast with me, Parker. What up, guys? Welcome back to part 2. Part two. So obviously we had a good ride in and got to Adams, but it's now time to go home. Had a great weekend, absolutely superb. Not gonna lie, got a little bit drunk. So yeah, Saturday night was absolutely banging. Really, really good night. And oh dear, I actually had a microphone thrust into my face while I've had a few drinks, and I ended up doing a rather immaculate version of 5 If You're Getting Down. Oh dear. So yeah, that was good but embarrassing, but never mind. No, had a really good weekend, absolutely superb. Watched the Formula 1 as well, as expected, you know. Max Verstappen winning again. Of course he does, fucking idiot. Ugh, hurry up and retire already so we can get back to like actually having competitive bloody F1 already. So yeah, that was kind of cool. But update on the job interview that I did the other day. Got an email, really nice email saying, oh yeah, we was very impressed, you know, I think you'd succeed in a role, blah blah blah, but they went with someone else. Nightmare. I really actually fancied that as well after talking to them. However, I do have another interview on Wednesday. Yeah, so hopefully that will be that'll be something kind of cool. Although they did mention that hours will be Wednesday evening, so that means that I would need to cut out the football on Wednesday evening, which is a real ball ache, and I don't want to do that. And it's only part-time as well, so be like, don't know whether that's for me or not. I'll go down there and see what it's all about anyway, and we'll go from there. But hey ho, it is what it is. But I want to know what's going on with this blasted weather. It was so beautiful last week. I mean, so beautiful. And then just these last few days, it's been windy, it's been raining, it's just been trash. So bad. And I don't get it. I need summer back. I need summer back. Especially for this weekend coming as well. Because I don't have a football match this weekend. Because I'm, again, off to Adams. Because it is little Leo's birthday. He will be 3, I believe. Yeah, he'll be 3. So I was there last year. It doesn't seem like it's a year already since I was around there for his birthday last time. But my God, it's gone so quickly. But yeah, that's his birthday this Sunday. And I said I'll be there. Plus, I committed to it a long time ago. I did say that I will go football, but after the sort of... There's been some craziness around football lately. It's gone exactly the same way as every other bloody committee I've ever been involved with, and just people fighting and having their own agendas and just generally being a nuisance and trying to put their own thing in front of everyone and trying to justify it when, you know, there are some people in the committee that are genuinely trying to do the best for the entire group. Yeah, it's just getting so toxic is what is the word. You know, there's 2 people there that have really bashed heads, and they've decided to give it a rest and leave, and that's a shame because you know, one of them I play with on a Wednesday, and Friday he's my captain as well. He's a nice fella, and the other guy I play with on a Sunday. You know, it's horrible to see something that started out as such a good, friendly environment, and something to be fun, has suddenly gone to, well, shit, really. Just shit. And I don't think the team will fold, but it certainly won't be the same vibe and atmosphere like it was before. It seems like everyone's out for their own agenda, especially a few certain people that have kind of rung around their friends to try and push their own agenda kind of thing, you know? And yeah, just... yeah, not fun. And as much as I enjoy playing football on a Sunday in 11s, I'm not there for that. I'm not there for fighting. I'm not there for, you know, conflict and toxicity and all that kind of jazz. You know, I know I'm the treasurer of the group, you know, and I deal with all of the payments and the accounts and all that kind of thing, and I do all the books. I do all of that, and I do it for free because, you know, I want things to run smoothly. I book all the pitches and things like that. I want it all to run smoothly. But if that's how it's going to be with the team, then I'm just going to turn it and say, look, guys, there's your money, there's your accounts, there's your spreadsheets and everything. I'm out. I'm done. So I'm just not there for that at all. I don't need that kind of bullshit and toxicity and crap in my life at all. What I do need is a team around me for Sunday that I can play football with. We'll respect each other. We'll play fairly. We'll treat each other fairly, and it's all even. You know, it's all started out with someone wanting to bring in someone who wasn't a man v fat player. He wasn't registered, and we haven't even got a goalkeeper, when there has been 2 people that have definitely expressed their interest in wanting to go in goal, and that's been overlooked already, and that's not fair. Even down to the guy that wants to manage, he said he was stepping away because he doesn't get to do what he wants to do. Well, no, because you're not the overriding factor. in decision making. That's what the committee is for. On the field, yes, do what you want. That's your thing. You're the manager. But when it comes to off field, in terms of who we get recruited and who pays money and what pitch we play on and all that kind of thing, that's a committee decision, not a manager decision. And that needed to be made quite clear to him again. So yeah, it's just a bit annoying when things like that come across. And I don't have an agenda at all. I do have an agenda. I have one agenda. My one agenda is to play football on a Sunday. That's my agenda. That's my only agenda. What is going on with this lorry here? He's just cutting someone up. That's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, it's just a really annoying thing, really. But also, what is also annoying is I got a phone call today saying, "Oh, your physio is not going to be in. He's not going to be in to do your appointment. So yeah, we're just going to have to rearrange you, or you just come in next week." So, oh, bloody hell! So now I'm a week behind with my treatment as well, which is annoying. Also, what's going on with this traffic? There seems to be a green light, but nobody's bloody moving. I don't know why. Anywho, so yeah, weekend was actually bloody good, really bloody good. Had sausage and chips, and in all honesty, it's just nice to get back to having healthy food, sleep in my own bed, and water. Because again, abused the Jack Daniels, had a Burger King this morning, yesterday morning. Well, it wasn't yesterday morning, it was more yesterday afternoon, but it's only when we woke up because we got in at like 4. And then after that, it was sausage and chips sitting in a bar playing pool. Which again, right, let's get to him, right? For 19 years I've known Adam, right? I've caught him on 2 things. Number 1, he still doesn't know when my birthday is. I had to physically tell him when my birthday is. And he was like, I don't know. He was saying, oh, it's in a week or so, isn't it? No, it's not. Oh, it's August. No, mate, no, it's not. It's not. So after 19 years, he still doesn't know when my birthday is. Whereas I can tell you, his is on the 30th of October. I know that for a fact. Then we was playing pool, and for some reason I went 2-0 down. Don't know where that came from. 2-0 down, and he thought he was wiping the floor with me. And I just thought, I'm not having this. Not having this at all. No way. You're not going to beat me. Not like this. Not today. And he actually said, like, after I came back to 2-1, then 2-2, then went 3-2 up, then 4-2 up, then 4-3 up, then 5-3, then 6-3. I did all of that. So when I eventually won 6-3, he actually said, all right, I get it, you're better than me. First time he's ever said it. All right, you're better than me. I love it. It's the first time he's ever admitted it. But I love the fact that I was 2-0 down and came back to win 6-3. Absolutely love that. And I tormented him a little bit with that, with a few memes on his phone. Kind of made me laugh. Which is funny. Oh, well. I don't like this traffic at all. This is going to add like 7 minutes to my journey. I'm not even on the motorway bit yet. Not cool. Anyway, so yeah. I just had a really, really good weekend, and I can't wait for next weekend, if I'm honest. I mean, there's a little part of me that thinks, you know, should I just move around there? But then you look at house prices, and it's so expensive. I mean, I was talking to Ad there, and like his outgoings are $3,000 a month. There's only him in the house. I'm like, dude, how is it $3,000 a month? It's like phone, car, van, bike, rent, council tax. I'm like, Jesus Christ. He goes, you can move over and we can half the bills if you like. I was like, yeah, I'm sure I could. Sure I could. Yeah, I'll pay exactly what I'm paying now for a room. Yeah, all right then, mate. No thanks. I need my own space. Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, I know it's a fairly well-to-do part of the area in Surrey. But yeah, moving around, I would need to be on some mega dough to do that. And I'm not on the mega dough right now. I want to be on mega dough though. I do want to be on mega dough. But I need an opportunity. And I'm not sure where that opportunity is going to be just yet. But we'll find out. This cheeky fucker. I don't know where this opportunity is going to be right now. And we'll see. But, you know, it is what it is. And ultimately, yeah, I'll find my way. I always do. I always find my way. It's not that I feel lost in any way. I don't feel lost, and I don't feel like I'm floating at the moment. I feel like I'm having a good time. I feel like I'm doing what I want to do and taking it easy. But I just need... I mean, I even looked online yesterday at businesses for sale. I thought, if I could invest in a business or buy a business, that would be cool. That would be super cool, to have my own business and earn my own money. But if I'm going to invest £20,000-30,000 to buy this business, I want a profit of at least 60,000 in the first year, minimum. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see what that's about. I mean, it might not even be in Kent that I have this business. I had this image of doing like owning a golf range or something like that, with like a like a, not a pitch and putt thing, like a crazy golf kind of attached to the side of it, earn some dough like that. You know, you go and buy your bucket of balls for £1 or something, and you know, you go in it a few balls, and it's kind of nice and plush or whatever, and you do your thing. But is there any money in that? I don't know. I mean, you could do a 24-hour golf range, I guess. But would it need to be manned 24 hours? I don't know. I've never worked at a golf range before. Could you just do a golf range that is open, you know, in daylight hours and into the night in the winter? And from there, you just earn your money that way. You know, you go and buy a bucket of balls. You get 50 balls for £3 or something like that, or I don't know. But then, how many people would you actually get doing that? How many people would you get buying £3 bucket of balls? And is that cheap? Has it gone up since the last time I was at a range? I don't know. Is it £5 for a bucket of balls now? Are you using card machines now instead? I don't know. Don't know what the deal is with that. I just don't know. But, you know, it's one of those things you have to explore. You know, you'd need to see the books on some things. Because, well, if you don't, then you're stupid. You'd have to be stupid. And you would have to see the books as well, because if they're not getting the turnover and you spend, I don't know, 50, 60, 70,000 pounds purchasing this thing, are you going to get your return back in the first year? I don't know. I would want my return back in the first year, and then I'd want profit after that. You know, I would want to be loan free within 3 years, of course. I think that's realistic if you really have a good business to buy. But then, is a good business go like where you get your return back available? Or is setting it up on your own without buying a business better? You would need a piece of land, or at least rent a piece of land. Then you'd have to like maintain it and all that kind of thing. But if you astroturf it, you don't need to maintain it. Just get one of those robotic things going around picking up the balls. I don't know. It's something I would definitely want to look into, though. I mean, it'd be quite easy, wouldn't it? It's easy work, just collecting money from the machines where you've done your ball, and then you just replace a few mats and things where people are doing bits, and the rubber bungs that people put their what's it called on their balls on, like as a tee. But then, could you add to that? Is there scope to add to that? Could you then go, right, okay, well, you know, I've got this land and there's a driving range, but could you then add a gym to that? Could you then add a, I don't know, an archery range or a rifle range, or, like I said, a what's it called, a crazy golf to that? You know, what could you add to it to then be, you know, decent and add more revenue? But then the outlay you would put on that, are you going to get that back? Who knows? You know, you could start off with something simple, like as a gym maybe, but even setting up a gym there, you know, doing a 24-hour gym as a separate entity, you know, would be difficult. Or could you then, instead of doing that, you could put units for hire, and you put like businesses there, like a franchise business. So then a gym would come to you, but then you would need plenty of parking, of course. So it's all about land and price and cost and things like that. But it's something that I would definitely look into investing in and building up something crazy good like that over the years. But I would need to start off somewhere. I mean, maybe there's a crazy golf place that you can purchase and start there. But most of those things tend to be near the seaside or whatever, and there's not really much parking and much scope for building, you know. Plus, if you own land like that, it's going to cost a lot of money. You know, if it costing a lot of money, instead of putting something like that on there, you might as well just build houses. If you're building houses, then you're a completely different game altogether, aren't you? You know, I suppose if it doesn't work and you own the land, you can always go, right, I'm going to flog it off to a developer. You can build some houses on it. I don't know. Could always do that. Who knows? Who knows? This traffic is so bad. So what I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to come back for part 3. Yes, first time we're ever going to do part 3. And we'll get through this traffic. I'll stop at the shops, get some food, and then we'll be on our way, hopefully. So come back in part 3, and I'll see you on the flip side. Yo, welcome back to part 3, the first ever part 3 we've ever done on riding shotgun. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me all the time, really. I mean, if it's your first time to riding shotgun, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. You may have noticed that over at Riding Shotgun here, we only do the odd numbers. So, well, the odd numbers would be like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's because all of the even numbers are on Thursdays, which means you can get all of these on our Patreon page. That is patreon.com/Riding Shotgun Podcast. So you can get all that extra content and more if you just go over to Patreon, and you'll be able to see it all there for just 10p per day. Loads and loads and loads of content there. So we're up to episode, well, we've just gone past 30 odd, so we're on 33, and in all honesty, it's been a hell of a ride so far. And I'm glad that you've been able to join us. So make sure you get all of those episodes and more in the future by just going over to Patreon. And to be honest with you, if you do subscribe to the Patreon page, it just helps pay the Lecky bill, doesn't it? Just helps pay the Lecky bill. And for petrol as well, so I can keep doing these things for you. Also, it is available on any of our pages like Spotify, Amazon, that kind of thing. You can go and get the audio side of things on there. So give us a 5-star review if you do listen over there. And it would be great to hear from you, whether you think it's good or it's bad, or if you've got any input for me. That'd be awesome. So yes, this is part 3. I've just been into the shop to get some foodage. Aldi was unnecessarily quiet today because of all the traffic outside, which is great because it means I can go around there, do my thing, get out again. But what's ridiculous is that it took me half an hour to get there, and I was in there barely 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops, probably 10 minutes. And to get back to where I need to be, it's going to be less time than what it was to actually get in there. So I spent more time getting there than I did getting in there and back again. Stupid. Anyway, so yeah, I managed to get myself one of those. Right, there's a pizza in Aldi, right, that is absolutely gorgeous. It's a stuffed crust, but it's not the premium stuffed crust looking one, like the yellow box that you get. It's just a normal pizza in the freezer, and I've never tasted a pizza like this. I've got to be honest. It's not like you would get from the takeaway. It's not like you would get a normal frozen pizza where it's basically biscuit with cheese on it. It's so bastard hard. This thing is, it tastes like real dough, and nice and crispy. It's got stuffed crust in it as well, and you can get a plain cheese one or a pepperoni one. My preference is just the cheese one. But my God, unbelievable nice pizza, and I would say it's my treat for the week, really. So I like to just grab one of those pizzas, and they're fairly cheap too. They're only like £2.50 or something like that. £2, £3.50. I think it's about £2.50. I think they are, and they're a fair size. They fill you up definitely. But my God, these pizzas so good. Absolutely recommend. Go into Aldi, get yourself one of these pizzas. Bang on. Couldn't recommend it enough. And you might not like pizza. You might be going, oh no, I'm not really a fan of pizza. No, not really for me. Honestly, oh yeah. These pizzas, my. Yeah, definitely recommend them. And I got myself just some normal meals and bits and pieces like that you usually do, because my fridge at home is empty right now. Because obviously I spent the week or the weekend over at Adams there, so I kind of rinsed my fridge, and then getting back on that Sunday night, starving hungry. And then yesterday I was out busy doing things, so I wasn't able to do any shopping or anything like that. And then today I thought, oh well, I'm supposed to be going across to get my physio done. That didn't happen because it got cancelled, so I didn't get to see my nan. I didn't get to see, well, she usually makes me a nice sandwich or something like that, so that's not going to be a thing this week, which is annoying because I really wanted to see my nan. Not for the sandwiches, of course, just to see my nan, because it's kind of getting into a bit of a habit of going over there once a week when I do my physio. So yeah, bit crazy. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at, really. I mean, this week is set up nicely. Got an interview on Wednesday. I've got football on Wednesday, football on Friday over at Adams for the weekend. I'm out on Thursday for a curry. So it's on the up, guys. It's on the up. Not that it was ever down. I'm not going to say that it was ever down, but it's on the up. It's nice. It just needs the sunshine a little bit more. That would be lovely. I could enjoy that a little bit more because I do need to mow the lawn outside my house. It's getting a little bit wild with all this rain and sunshine. I haven't done it in 2 weeks, so it needs to be cut. So yeah, it's on the up this week. It can only get better for next week and the week afterwards and we build up till we're ecstatically happy. I mean, not that I'm not ecstatically happy already. I am very happy. You know, I'm bubbly inside and I'm light of day. It's amazing. And that wasn't sarcastic at all. I am feeling very bright and lovely. I always do. I always feel happy inside. Have done. But in terms of overall enjoyment of the day, with things to look forward to, then yeah, this week is looking great, which is awesome. So that's the end of part 3, end of this episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I know part 3 was just very, very short, only about 10 minutes so, but it's giving you an overall good episode, isn't it, really? So I will see you for the next one. Make sure you hook on to patreon.com/Riding Shotgun Podcast. Like us and subscribe and hit the notification bell for me because it does mean a lot. Head over to Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon or whatever and listen to the audio. Give me a 5-star review, please. That would be amazing. And I will see you lot for the next one for Riding Shotgun. And this pleb is a fucking idiot. Really. Anyway, brilliant. I'll see you for the next one. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you for the next episode. Love. And have yourself a wonderful week. And I'll see y'all on Thursday for the new revolution.